ones, empaths. Being a victim of narcissistic projection can actually bring you to a really low point when you're not aware that you're dealing with projection. They have you believe in a false narrative about yourself, about the ways of your life, whatever it might be, just the activities in your life or your personal self. They'll have you believe in a false narrative about yourself, and they impose this onto you because of their own dread and insecurities. They project this onto you. You see, like, they might do something like criticize your appearance and then have you feeling a way about your appearance, or just feeling a certain way about yourself, like, you know, and they're trying to break down your self-esteem because in reality, they have low self-esteem and they want to project that onto you. You see what I mean? Like, how can we break this down? Like, imagine, you know, regular people do projection. Regular people do projection as well. It doesn't just have to be narcissists, but narcissists tend to do it more frequently. Like, imagine you're insecure about something, right? And then you see your friend who's insecure about something, and then you make fun of that friend for being insecure about something. You know, it might be, you might be conscious of your weight, say, right? You're conscious of your weight, but you see your friend might be slightly bigger than you. Or maybe they're not even. Maybe they're just conscious about their weight too. And then you start picking holes in them, saying, ha, 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 like making fun of their weight and stuff. When in reality, you're just trying to mask the true pain within inside you, that you're actually unhappy about your weight. And now this is what the narcissist, I'm sorry to use the weight analogy there, but it was just something that sprung to mind. But it could be anything, you know, like you might not like your complexion, right? And then a friend doesn't like their complexion as well, and you make fun of the friend's complexion. It could be anything, right? But this is what I mean. And the narcissist, it doesn't just have to be focused on appearance, but we'll start there. But the narcissist will do this with you. Like, they'll make you doubt yourself. They'll make you doubt your appearance. They'll make you doubt. And really, if you could see inside the mind of them, if you could see, and that's why I tried to make these videos to help you see, they're really like not happy with themselves at all. I know that they act like nothing phases them. They act like they're God's gift. Some of them are very deeply religious. Some of them are. Some of them act like they're more devout in their religion and stuff than us. And they act like nothing phases them, you know, they haven't got any insecurities, but that's all the mask. We know so well, we all know collectively as a group of empaths, we all know so well about the mask that they operate with. And they're operating with this mask, masking their insecurities, their feelings of dread about themselves. And, you know, they will criticize your appearance. I'm sure you've been through it. Like, they will say things about your appearance. They'll say things, you know. Sometimes it's just little underhanded remarks. They'll do sort of things, but there's other things that, like, they may even, you know, another tactic they might use is you might actually hear them call you a narcissist. And you might have just let this word go over your head. You know, you might have just let this go over your head, and you might have thought, not really thought, you might have heard of the word narcissist, but you didn't know the complexities of the situation. You didn't know how involved it was as a subject matter. And they'll try and project that onto you. You know, they'll claim that you're narcissistic and that you're the one who's messed up in your head, you know, when really deep down in the core of them, if we base it down to the core of them, they know they're the one who's narcissistic. They know they're the one who's got issues, right? But then they want to project that onto you. So they'll do this, like, as I mentioned, the appearance thing, you know, they'll try to pick holes in your appearance because they don't actually love themselves. As empaths, you know, all of us as humans, we have insecurities and stuff. We all collectively do. But the narcissist is off the Richter scale, man. Like, the narcissist, how they feel about themselves, their true self, how they feel about themselves is not very high. You'd really think they think highly of themselves, but they really don't. Like, they're really distraught with the way they are. They're constantly comparing themselves to others. They're constantly doing this. And they're just on beneath the physical reality, they're comparing themselves to materialism, to intelligence. They're comparing all sorts of things, and all they want to do is make you feel miserable like they are. That's all they want to do. Another tactic of them, let's say you got kids with them, you got children with the narcissist, they might come with something like, you're a bad parent. Now, these remarks I'm making, right? Like when I mentioned they criticize your appearance, and they, you know, it's a lot more involved and a lot deeper. They're not just going to say, I criticize your appearance. They're gonna sum it up in another way where they're actually using they're gonna pick out something about you to make you feel down about yourself. Like, just like when they claim you're narcissistic, they're not just gonna say you're a narcissist. They might be screaming at the top of their lungs, like they might be, you know, you might be in the middle of an argument and they're throwing that in your face, like, you know. But another thing, they might say you're a bad parent in one way or another. They'll say you're a bad parent. You know, you're not there for your kids. All the while they're the bad parent. All the while they're the one that can't pair bond with their kids. They're the one who gets jealous of their kids. They get jealous of their kids' innocence. They get jealous of their kids' youth. They get jealous of a kid's birthday. That's how weird these lot are, these dusty weirdos, you know. Like, you'll be celebrating your kid's birthday and they're sitting there all resentful and bitter and twisted because, you know, the day is not about them today, you know. So they'll try and throw a fork in the road, you know, and they'll try and turn it upside down and make it into something else. These lot are scum, man. They're scum. Like, and they'll have you believing you're a bad parent. They'll have the court system believing you're a bad parent. Whether you're a mother or a father, they'll have the whole world believing you're a deadbeat, you know. They'll have the whole world believing you're a deadbeat when really they was the one that was causing the issues. They're the one who's a deadbeat parent. They're the one, and it's such a shame that you've had children with these people, and it must be so hard for you, because I haven't actually got children with the narcissist, but, you know, like, my heart goes out to you because it must be such a struggle. All I can do is empathize with you guys. Like, it must be such a struggle because, and I told you this many times before, you can't co-parent with a narcissist. You can't co-parent at all with a narcissist. You just can't. I don't believe it's possible. Some people do. You know, some people go to counseling sessions and stuff like that. But I believe when you go to these marriage sessions or counseling sessions for relationships, they'll end up making you out to be the bad guy. They'll end up making you out to be the bad egg. You being the problem. And they'll have the counselor, and this is a trained counselor, you know, who should recognize narcissistic traits. They don't even see it, you know. The police won't believe you. Like, they'll have you looking like the real bad person in the relationship. And that's why I strongly advise against going to counseling and stuff like that. And, you know, you can't really co-parent with them. That's why you can't co-parent. And I would say look into parallel parenting, especially if your kids are young. I've done a bit of research on it, and I've heard that you're not allowed to call each other anymore. So that will cut the supply off. You know, you don't text each other. You communicate through an app. You meet at a neutral location where you drop the kids off. So it won't be like they're rocking up to your house, seeing your world. You won't have to rock up to their house when they're with their new supply or whatever, trying to invoke feelings of jealousy. You won't have to deal with none of that. It's like you lot meet at a neutral location, and it will really stop and prevent them being able to just turn up at your house feeling like they're authorized to just enter your life, enter your world. Like, your home should be your sanctuary. And, you know, having the disturbance of the narcissist turning up at your door and that every other day or whatever, like, it must be so stressful for you guys. So I would say look into parallel parenting. I'm sure in America there's like something, in England, sorry, there's something called Citizens Advice Bureau, where you can get free legal advice from them. So I'm sure there must be something in America or wherever you are in the world where you can get some free legal advice about looking into parallel parenting, because you can't co-parent with a narcissist. They make you out to be the bad parent. They'll have your kids believing you're the bad parent. They'll have your kids growing up. You know, so many of us empaths have had children with narcissists, and we're not even in our children's lives anymore. And the narcissist is just there raising the child, telling the child when they're growing up, when they're getting into their teenage years, starting to resent us and hate us, saying that we ran out on their parent, we ran out on their mother or their father, and they're making us out to be like the worst people ever. When really, if we had the chance, we would give anything to be in our children's lives, and they made it so hard and difficult for us to be in their lives. That's why I say, before it gets to that stage, when they either disappear out, they might even run away. Some of these narcissists will just run away. They'll have a child with you and they'll disappear. My ex-narcissist done this to her child's father, and I strongly had, I remember being a narcissist with the narcissist, and I was saying, why don't you reach out to him? Because I was thinking the child was getting confused with me around. And I thought, it's not good. And I even said, before I even met the child, I said, why don't you let her reach out to her father so she knows who her father is? She's like, no, we can't do that. Da, 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 da. And I reckon she just used him as a sperm donor. Like, she just wanted a child. You know, probably her friends were having children and stuff like that. She just wanted a child, and she used that guy to capture his seed, to have a child, and then totally cut him out of the child's life and her life and disappeared on him, you know. And that's what I honestly believe. And part of me wanted to reach out, and when she once told me his name, then when I asked again, she got really scared that I asked again, because I was going to reach out on Facebook and just say, yo, like, I think you should be in your child's life. Well, I know it's not my place to do that, but there was something that, I know it sounds unnatural, and you're probably thinking, if you're a parent, like, oh, I wouldn't want no boyfriend or partner of my ex to be contacting me, like, but there was something. The child was very young, and I just felt like there was something going on. I didn't know enough. I was so asleep, yeah, but there was something that irritated my spirit to make me like want to do that for the child, because the child still doesn't know her father, right? And it's like, I don't believe for 1 second this person was as bad as they made out. You know, I did believe it at the time, but I don't believe for 1 second they was as bad as they made out. And they make out that, you know, the parent is bad. They'll do it, as I said at the start of this, not at the start of this, but they'll tell you you're bad. They'll make you actually be walking around the street thinking, I'm a bad parent. You know, they'll make you be thinking that sort of stuff. So that's what they do. These are just general ideas that there's so much depth to the projection. Like, it can be about anything, but I just thought of a few things. They can also claim you're dishonest. That's another tactic of theirs. They'll claim that you're dishonest, that you're the one that's not truthful. Little do we know. So we'll be like, no, we'll be defending ourselves. We'll be, you know, trying to repair it. We'll be saying, what do you mean? Like, I'm being honest with you. Like, da 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 da. Little do we know, these are fully fledged liars. They're just lying through their teeth the whole time. And they're projecting that insecurity they have about their lying onto you, making you feel like a liar when you're probably not a liar. You know, I know we all lie from time to time, but most likely you was loving and loyal and kind and honest to the best of your capabilities at the time. And they'll have you be thinking that you're dishonest, you know. It's crazy how they do this projection onto you. And this is their own projection. Everything that I'm saying is everything that's going on inside them. They're projecting it onto you, yeah. So we had like the appearance, where they project the appearance onto you. Something about your appearance where they're feeling bad about themselves. We had, they claim you're narcissistic when really they know they're a narcissist. They say you're a bad parent when really they're the bad parent. They know they're the bad parent. They claim you're dishonest when really they know they're the ones that are being unfaithful and untruthful to you, right? Another thing they might do is try to make fun of you sexually. So they'll try and make out that you're underperforming or this or that. They'll try and criticize something sexually about you, or make fun of your sexual organs, or make fun of you in some sort of way about your body shape, or whatever it is. They'll make some kind of fun and remark out of you, right? But deep down, they feel this about themselves. So they want to project this feeling onto you and try and make you feel like, and try and scar your mind. So when you're in future relationships, you're having self-doubt about, are you performing rightly or whatever like that. And it's a sensitive topic, but I felt like I need to put it out there because they do this. They make fun of you sexually. They'll do all sorts of kind of trickery to mess up your mind. But really it's because they don't feel worthy of love. You know, even when you're making love with these people, they don't feel worthy of love. Even when you love them with all your heart and passion and desire, they don't feel worthy of your love. And that's why we often get no reciprocation, no reciprocity, you know. They go hot and cold, you know. It's crazy. But how we can deal with this, right? If you get a sense that you're being projected on, you know, don't feed into their manipulation. Don't feed into it, you know. Like, let's use the instance for the appearance, right? You hear someone criticize you. Now, this doesn't just have to be romantically, right? This could be friends, family. You know, someone criticizes your appearance. They're projecting their own insecurities of their own appearance onto you, trying to make you feel a way about yourself, right? So how you could not feed into that is by knowing, like, yo, you're just projecting. You can even tell them, yo, you're just projecting your own insecurities onto me. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Also, prioritize your self-care. You know, prioritize looking after yourself, doing the best you can, you know, with yourself, looking after yourself, you know, whatever it might be. Yeah, I know sometimes we don't have the money to do certain things that we'd love to do for ourselves. There might be certain healthcare things that we want to do, or operations or whatever. You know, be proud of what you've got, you know, be proud of what you've got. You don't need to go down changing your body and stuff like that. You don't need plastic surgery, you know. Be grateful for who you are. Be grateful for the person that you are. Be grateful for your unique design, you know, who you are, you know. And just prioritize your self-care, like looking after yourself, getting ready, just looking after yourself. Because after being with a narcissist, you can find yourself having days when you're not getting ready properly, when you're not looking after yourself, and they can really have an adverse effect on your self-care. So try to look after yourself. And also, when they're doing these manipulation tactics, they're doing these projections, they're doing all of this crap, know when to walk away. Know it's time that I walk away. Like, even if it's in the middle of an argument, just walk away, get some headspace. You know what I say in my other videos about you need to cut them out, but I understand that sometimes you're involved with them through having children, and maybe it's not that easy to cut them off. But just know when to walk away and have that breathing space and have that moment by yourself. You know, just walk away from them. Even if that will destroy them, that will cause them a narcissistic injury as well. So be prepared for the backlash. But when you walk away from them, it's kind of telling them in unspoken words, like, I don't agree with what you're saying, and I'm walking away from the situation, you know. Another thing you could do, I mentioned this in a video way back, but it's like, when they tell you these things about yourself, whatever it might be, if they say you're a bad parent, you could say, I disagree. Just saying the words, I disagree, right? You know, they say, you're a bad parent, and you say, I disagree. You know how powerful those words are, just saying I disagree? There were some other words. I have to remember what I wrote. I have to remember what I said in that video. There was like 3 or 4 words I used that you can use with them. I can't remember the title. Maybe I'll link it in the description box. But yeah, you can say I disagree. Just know when to walk away. Another thing is consider therapy, right? You don't have to go to some paying through the nose psychologist or whatever like that, or counselor or whatever. But sometimes you can even get therapy from your own family, like just speaking to someone, speaking this out, making people aware that you're going through abuse, because you are going through abuse and you are an abuse victim. And, you know, sometimes speaking this out to someone, not with them, don't take them along to counseling with you or anything like that, you know, just speaking it out with someone. If you wanted to book a session with me, you know what I'm saying, speaking it out to someone, maybe someone's outside opinion might help you in your own life. I'm not trying to plug sessions here, but I'm just saying, like, whatever it is that you want to do, you know, even if you book a counselor or whatever it is, or even just speaking to a friend or family member, there's someone who's empathetic, someone who's caring, someone who's got that in them to give you an analytical sight of viewing things in the correct way, you know. They're going to add a touch into your life, like someone who, not just anybody and anyone, you know, pick someone that you feel like will have an understanding. And lastly, just stay true to yourself. If you're staying true to yourself, right, the whole time, you know, through when they criticize your appearance, they claim you're a narcissist, they say you're a bad parent, they say you're dishonest, they make fun of you sexually because of their own low self-esteem. If you just stay true to yourself the whole time, they can't beat you. They can't beat you. Just staying true to yourself, staying in one with God, one with the universe. They can't touch you, man. And just know that any negative behavior that they're trying to brush onto you, trust me, they try and stain our heart. They try to stain our mind. And they do sometimes. They do, you know. They have us believing, walking around the streets thinking that we're the problem, you know. And we're not. They're just projecting their own stuff onto you. So anyway, I hope this video helped. So anyway, please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I've got a secondary channel, the spiritual channel. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.